Well, hello, everybody. Hopefully, we'll be here and I won't be this.
Can't even tell the difference now.
Yeah, well, of course, I can tell the difference. It's just, internet issues. I was talking to somebody else. A bunch of banks are having trouble logging in. There's a bunch of stuff going on. I just think everybody took off the last 2 weeks and nothing's working now.
Right? The past 2 weeks have been kind of weird, huh?
It actually has been. I mean, everybody's like, it's slow. No, it's usually always slow the first week of June because kids get out of school, graduations. Second week, everybody's on vacation, and then they come back and they pick it up. I've had a lot of people getting qualified, looking to buy something. The problem is they just can't find anything. It's that inventory issue.
Yeah.
You
Like
know,
the overlying issue, right? That we've been consistently
lack of
having.
inventory.
Right.
Well, when you only have 35% of the normal inventory, that's huge. And people don't realize how different that is.
Right. It's I myself I've also been experiencing kind of some people, yeah, like going back onto the back burner,
Right.
like not really wanting to be out and active right now. Um, but still, I mean, because it raises a question where they're like, okay, so like what's gonna happen, right? In a few months or whatever, or they have that uncertainty or that fear of what's gonna come. And I still feel confident that, things are gonna keep rising, and obviously our inventory is an issue that isn't going away. So I tell everybody, I mean, still right now we still have some opportunities because there's still uncertainty not only with the inventory but also, the interest rates.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that's why I've been encouraging everybody to still be actively looking, but some people are just flat out just paused.
Right. See what I did to you by going and checking something on the internet.
Yeah. No.
We paused. Yeah, I tell you, this whole thing is just killing me. And I just got a whole new modem this morning. I don't get it.
I think it's almost just like the video. Looks like
Of
the
course,
audio
it's a
is all.
video.
Yeah, it's literally just the
Of course,
audio
it's the
that's
video. It's always the video. I can make this easier. There, I'm gonna drop me down. There we go. I dropped me to 480. Now look at me. My
smooth.
mouth is off.
Yeah.
Anyway, the biggest thing, like the consumer price index came in today and it was exactly actually better than what they thought. And so I thought we'd have a huge rally, and we didn't. We actually are down 20 basis points today because one of the things is the used cars got more expensive.
Yeah. So like, yeah, and that is the thing is right. Like, and I understand where some people have their fears and they're holding off because, things like that, right? Like how they impact everything. Everything is very relative. Um, but still, I mean, the most relative thing that we've been seeing constantly is the battle of, what's out there. And there's not much. And I know we've said it, a lot, but I think that we won't see more inventory until we're a lot closer to like maybe, what would you say, like 4.5%?
Yeah, because going from a 3% to 4% is not a big deal on a payment. Even a 4.5, but going from a 3% to a 7 or 6.5 to 6.875 is huge for people. That's double the payment. And so people aren't willing to do that right now. Before you came in, that's why we were a little late. One of my clients who is in the insurance industry, I don't know if you know this, but pretty much almost every insurance State Farm is like, we're not writing any more new policies in California. You must prepay, and if you're late on your policy, we're canceling it, and you have to go somewhere else. They're not the only ones. There's so many other people that are not writing policies in California for homes, and that's a problem.
And that's pretty much just due to the appreciation type of thing, or
Fires.
okay. So, well, and is that like relative to all of California, or is it more
Yes.
so? Yeah, so they're
California in general. I think what they had to do that's so they're not the only ones. And I was talking to another insurance guy a couple weeks ago, and he's like, because of this, it will make California do something different and help out and figure other ways. Because, again, they're putting everything on the insurance companies. If you can't get insurance, you have to go get the FAIR plan if you've been turned down. That's expensive. It's not our fault that the state of California hasn't been taking care of the trees, hasn't done anything with the water issue, right? Storage of water. So we have water to take care of things and we don't run into this drought. That's all it is. If we maintain the forest, have more storage for water, we'll get rid of most of these issues. unfortunately, politicians love these issues because it's a crisis, and when there's a crisis, they can get things like extra money from the federal government, other stuff. So they don't want to get rid of a lot of these crises, which is horrible and sad. And I don't want to get political. I'm not trying to pick a side. I'm not. It's just that doesn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and I mean, if it's reaching a point where, I mean, those are big insurance companies that are doing that too, you know?
They're huge.
Yeah. So for that to be trickling down, I mean, it is. And where does that leave us, right? And I know we've kind of been talking about like the way that we'd hope for, you know, tax dollars to be spent would be kind of taking the approach where, as we see, you know, a bunch of down payment assistance programs, which yes, are great and everything, but so much money goes into that, and it doesn't positively, it positively, the way I could say it, I guess, is it positively impacts one individual's, you know, purchase. However, in the grand scheme of things, that's where we're seeing the troubles, where I agree with you 100%, where I think it would help out more if more of our tax dollars went to helping build more homes, because that's the biggest challenge we have.
It's a cost. You can't build affordable housing if it's going to cost you $100,000 before you even get started because of permits and other bull.
Yeah.
Right. And you're right. I mean, yeah, that's slap, but it's a feel good thing that they're doing so that people will go, oh, I love this administration.
Right.
I'm going to pay. We're paying off your student loans. Oh, I love you. I want to keep you in. But they don't know what they're doing on the backside. Always, if nothing's for free in this world. Well, I guess there's some things for free because somebody had to pay for them. But to you, and most good things are not easy and they're not free.
Yeah. And that's, I think, another big thing as well, you know, where I've been helping people out, and, you know, it's hard to say, but I mean, the new norm, right, is like you have to adjust to at least like a $3,000 payment if you want to be in a decent home in a decent area, you know. So that's where it's been hard, because we have a lot of people. Like today, I was actually just talking to someone, and she's looking for a mobile home right away. And I asked her, you know, what was the reasoning for not looking for like a single family home up front? And she said it was because she didn't want a $2,500, 3,000
house
or like
payment.
$4,000 payment. Right.
Yeah.
Which, you know, it's like I told her, I said, I see that perspective. However, you know, it unfortunately is what we have to, you know, adapt to. It's not really changing until those interest rates change. But then when they change, right, where are the prices going to go?
Through the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was as the same person I was talking to. He was like, I'm going to be putting my house up for the market to sell. I go, where are you going? I don't know. Because he doesn't know where you can do insurance. I think that's what the issue. He was here talking to because in our building we have the two a Democrat and a Republican, McClintock, and I can't think Alvarado or something. I can't remember her name. And so he was talking to both of them. What can they do for it? You know, help them out, get in this fight. But the biggest problem we have is we just don't have enough inventory. We haven't built enough homes. And I know it sounds like a broken record, and I say the same thing over and over again, and everybody still thinks, we're going to have a bubble. Well, we could, if there was a biological attack or something like that, or some ridiculous, some other type of pandemic, that we had another type of, man-made virus that came out and killed us all. And the sad part about a lot of this is I've been rewatching a lot of series, and there's a few series that was like, major virus comes, everybody wipes out the world.
Right. I mean, and obviously there's a lot of things also happening, like bigger things that are happening, behind the scenes that also impact everything. But I agree with you 100%. I don't think that we will see anything go within the favor of like a buyer, right, for quite a while until something like that does happen, like a catastrophe.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah,
not until we overbuild. We need to overbuild houses, and that's when that's going to happen. So when we've built, 20 million homes over the next 10 years, and we overbuilt, which we haven't, because how many people are coming across the border? And I don't mean that like negatively. I'm just saying we're adding so many people to the United States. Where are they living?
Yeah.
Right. All right. Let's not beat a dead horse. The biggest thing is good out. Everybody's nervous. And when things are and people are nervous, is the time that you need to be focused on what you want to do and focus on what you're trying to do and not worry about what everything else is going on. Focus on what you're trying to do. That is getting a house. Yes, you're going to have a payment that's a little bit higher. You can always refinance down the road, because a lot of people are like, you keep telling everybody to refinance the road. Yeah, because that's what you can do. What you can't do is get that price of that home today 5 years from now or 2 years from now.
Yeah, that's when things will be a lot harder.
A lot higher in price. All right. Thanks for watching. We appreciate you. Francisco, thanks for being here today, and make it a great day. Say goodbye, Francisco.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good one.